I just want to talk about history. So I've gone about identity theft, and my history is different from how I was in Auckland. I was way more healthier in Auckland and way more freer in the heart and way more focused on just my goals, like not everybody else's problems. I'm under complete tyranny, by the way, and this is really narcissistic violence that I've gone through, extreme amount of evil. Um, that's why I'm talking. It's not because it's so I'm actually like kept in a cage alone all the time because some guy Tom read something about divine love and has decided I'm rare and sold me to some human trafficking thing, and I've just gone through all this punishment, and they've made some sort of illegal military experiments on my sensitivity, on my intelligence, on my ability to have love, all these kind of different things that are really inhumane. And it's been done very publicly and socially. That's my belief system, and you can keep saying it's in my imagination. Good job. Just keep burying everything, because there's so many times I've got photos of all this violence. How come there is no reality and I don't have anybody to talk to me? There's a lot of people that came up to me and is it Kerry? Was I in Kerry or Whangarei? I was somewhere up north trying to protest, and they've silenced me completely because they've made these alliances and the business alliances, and they're just basically have stigmatized me as unworthy. And they've got years and years of footage. Now, I didn't realize how bad it was because somebody actually gave me a warning and said that I should just comply because they've got a lot of footage on me. And I'm not somebody that I am a law-abiding citizen. I don't really step out. I don't actually do that much crazy things. I'm not that crazy. I like a peaceful life. I'm happy. If they're saying my home, I have to go to prison for life and it's a beautiful home, I wouldn't care because I'd be happy at home. I don't mind it. But the thing is I don't want to work laboured every day, and blackmailing is a serious offence. This toilet video was a serious crime and it was never seen as that. I've never been given the title of being a victim, and I've just want to say in my history, I keep doing that, boiling the jug and forgetting about it. In my history, I was a go-getter. And I was motivated and self-started because I lived in a house by myself. I didn't have a boyfriend at one stage, and I was going to work every day. So that's why I want to smash that out of the field. I was going to work every day. I was happy as. And then one day I noticed when I was working at this house by a pool that my face looked weird. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I think I'd been single for a year, and I started getting all these like real double chins from allergies, and I thought where I lived there was a lot of black mold growing, but now I've realised that these guys actually do mass amount of bioterrorism. I've had this black mold everywhere I go, especially here, but I have it in Australia too. And even Narita, because I was trying to tell her, because she was like, I need to talk to you because people are not understanding what you're talking about, and I know you. Like I used to really get along with Narita because we're kind of similar because we're Aquarius. We're both Aquarians, so even though she's had a very weird life, a way more risky life, I got along with her really well, because she's quite gentle kind of person, but kind of like really social, but understanding too. Kind of like that's what I'm like. So, and I haven't had that understanding ever since my face has been ruined. I've just had years and years of them telling everybody I'm crazy. All these years of this, every day. For 7 years I've had it. It's just really abusive. And then when I got free in Australia, I realised that they were actually segregating us by money, and making me a different class when I wasn't really that much of a different class from this guy. I think he got into some sex industry because they got offered some house and some French people came in as settlers and some other group, some Japanese. And I realised that my face had been really like battered and that I'd been like under all this hatred online, and I tried to get help about it and I never did. Like, we never got help about it. I've never been allowed to talk about it. That's why I just keep talking about it. That's why I'm a broken record, because nobody will let me listen and resolve it. Nobody will let me have the sympathy I deserve. They gave the sympathy to all. And it's even, I'll tell you that there is a spiritual life coming, because my walls were bleeding in my last house, and they basically, on the wall you could see that they were keeping a peace pact and keeping me out of any peace by making a massive door for the greens and the penguin of this toilet video. And then there was all these like images on my wall that showed a massive power structure that was all about hearts, and it was all, the penguin was at the top of it. And then on the other side, by the light switch, there was a face that looked like a tiger and a world and an earth. So they were doing world peace and world light. And so that's what I believe that they built in the world, like world peace, world light, and that I've been segregated by a toilet video, by the penguin, while they're building a power structure of love. And I was just left on the outside. You look today in my bed, there's another triangle that's just formed out of scratches. I didn't do it. It's formed out of scratches, and at the top is a puma head holding like a lot of power strings all over this triangle. And then next to it is like a key with someone holding a key. I shit you not, this stuff's real. That's why I totally believe in it now, because I'm not actually doing anything. Well, I'm just sitting here doing nothing, because I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Because I was very much, even in Australia, I was way more active. Like, I was out there doing all my creative work, and they just stole it for Japan. And she's got beef with me. Like, they steal everything off me, and they've got fucking beef with me. They ruined my face, and they've got beef with me. They've ruined all my friendships, and they've got beef with me. But I did it. And now everything that I've worked for, they've built a structure that I'm easy and anal for these Trump towers, and they're golden, and just built it with poo and this toilet video and all these fields that I was a leech, and I could see all these. It was weird. I was just walking out, and they were just saying that all these that there was like a love story, and all the bus drivers were saying I'm junk. But it was weird. I've seen way more things. Like, I was walking and I could see two Komodo dragons in the forest in Wendouree. And I could see the peacock right at the top of the tree, which is the girl showing off at the top of this tree that she is the one in charge of everything. And I could tell that I was not allowed to go off grid, because Japan or the dragon's going to come and find me. I know it. Like, I don't have any proof, and I'm kept in isolation all the time. I don't know why. Like, why are they doing this to me? Like, they're totally destroying my name, my honour. And of course I don't look like I'm ready. Well, here's the thing. If I was really attractive, young and beautiful, that's exactly who I was. And I was always doing my tarot, not tarot, more like angel cards. Like, and then I was, and the guy I was with frowned upon it, yet now he's like dating all the girls, keeping them tarot readers. That's what I don't get about Hamadu and his family. They punish me. But then anyway, so then what else happened to me? Oh, I was swimming at the beach. Is there photos of me down at Wendouree Beach? Okay, so there's a forest where you camp. If you walk to the end, there's this beautiful beach. It's amazing. Like, it's amazing because it's like really kind of reclusive, and so it's really private, and it's right next to the forest. So I was like sitting there low, and I was like enjoying swimming. That's when my stomach wasn't wrecked. Well, as you can tell, I'm out there, I've got energy. And so I went out swimming every day. And when I was lying with my back up, I looked at the sky, and do you know what was in the cloud? It was that somebody was taking photos of me, and it was a giant, it was a dog. And what was the picture of? I think it was a giant bee or something like this. And I was so thinking, are they able to take, is there any photos of me at that Wenderholm beach? Does anyone know? Last year, have you seen any information on Facebook or stuff? As I just remember thinking, seriously, would they really terrorise me out here? Because I mean, I don't have anyone to talk about what I see. I don't know if these things are real or not. But it's pretty uncanny, the things that I was seeing. And then I got lost and nowhere to go, and I could see that they were flinging poo everywhere, and it was still a war, and they were putting everyone into the VIPs, and I could see all the bus drivers working underground in a sewage every day, saying every day is the same, no changes, and it's like, but you've barricaded all the social services, so you've basically stopped civil rights, and you've got a massive ring of people persecuting me that I'm fucking lazy and bored all day. But I don't have any rights, and I don't have the right to have peace in my home. They're still abusing my rights. So you can't really say what they're doing is real. They're really just pushing a whole lot of negativity out into the public. And I asked all my friends, they're like, fuck off, go get a job. And it's like, well, I can't get a job because they totally control my emails. And I've already tried for 3 years and I got silenced, nobody cared. And then she took credit for all of my work. All of these girls are taking everything from me. It's all of them, all these governmental officials too, are just charging me endless taxes that I don't owe, making me ruin, my honour ruined. They've branded me as meat wings, like chicken tenderloin, so I'm totally ruined. Like that's a real, if you've seen this vagina wings and you're hiding it, like this is a real case of actual torture and actually a real case of human trafficking, because nobody should do that. And then they're basically, I just remember walking down and I saw 2 orange cats at the gate. And my nana was like, you need to call your uncle now. You need to call your uncle now. This is in Manukau recently. And I was like thinking, why is she harassing me? Like, I don't want to call my uncle. He doesn't care. That's how I feel now. I feel like he doesn't care. And she just said, because they're really making you look like you're not worth anything, you need to call him now and clear this. So I sent him a thing about being raped and stuff, but it's like, it's at a point where they've ruined my image so bad that I don't get the rights to, he plagiarizes all my work, he plagiarizes my words, he plagiarizes what I say, and he's actively terrorizing me. If you've seen me all on the dark web, if you've seen me in a tent of him taking photos of me, there's photos of me walking every day, it's actual terrorism. I don't want the attention at all. Like, I've had my face ruined. What I wanted was love and connection, not like a whole cult group following me that I'm a dog head and I'm Medusa and to never let me have love. And while I was in Waiwera, they had a massive team of blues. So they're doing an apartheid. Like, I don't know if the cops are doing it themselves or somebody's paid the cops, but I don't really know how it all works. And I'm not going to try and act like I know everything, because I don't. But they are doing apartheid. And for what reason the state's funding racism, I don't know. But I did also see a guy called Jax, some young guy Jax, that was creating apartheid. And they were getting me kicked out of homes. What else? So that was about a year ago, up in Waiwera, Hibiscus Coast. And then they were telling everybody to not like me and getting me to be some enemy of the neighbours when I didn't have anywhere to stay. Like, I got to New Zealand and I was like, what the hell? Like, I don't even get a choice. I'm being brought back here into Bailey 5, which is obviously Poppy's group of girls or something. And then I just got persecuted about that. And they're persecuting the way I look. And it's like, it's not really my fault what happened to me. Like, my face got ruined. And this toilet video, definitely a lot of drugging in my past. And the toilet video in the areas where there's no children, and it's like a massive bush area, and the military taking videos of me. I mean, that's like really sick. I don't understand why they're doing that to me. It's like, that's not my name and who I was, and the tents that are like full of rubbish. That's like a real massive trick too. I'm not dirty. I do wash, I do shower, I do clean my house, and I do like to keep things tidy, and I like to take care of my things. But they don't let me. And I'm just saying, the hypocrisy is they're saying go and get some self-respect. But if you're devalued by many social groups in Christchurch, Auckland and Melbourne, and then also not given the rights to your esteem needs, it really hurts. It hurts a lot, because so I want my life to be about sharing ideas with people and creating things, and I can't. Like, they're really devaluing my face every day. And the other thing I saw when I went to my uncle was Ghost, and I just was like thinking, what's going on? And my nana had basically was talking to me, because these are my family. These are where I'm quite linked in, and I was quite close to their house, so I could feel everything. And I just knew there was an underground sewage at that stage, and I knew Kylie had drowned me online and was killing my name online somehow. Kylie is a big part of why I'm being ruined. I don't understand what she's done, apart from poisoned me, but she is a big part of why my reputation's being ruined. Now, drowning me underground, I just was seeing this avocado being cut open and rotten, and then I was so really upset, because I knew, but no one will talk about it. And then I could just see that my uncle had died because he had been seeing a whole lot of love or something, seeing my exes. I knew he had been tricked by a whole lot of my exes or something underground and I knew that the Japanese were hanging around my family, like trying to stop my birthday and my milestones. And she'd rewrapped me as dirty, and then I realised that I've been prostituted all these years. And that's why I've been having breakdowns and being rageful and being angry, and it breeds apathy if you can't have willpower. I just want to, be free, and I can't. It's like I'm stuck in this kind of, weird Big Brother situation where they're, harassing, and it's I've got a sex trafficking mafia group that are blackmailing me with endless amount of videos, and I've got the government terrorism too, and they've got my brain in a look. But I'm way different. Before, if I wasn't locked into all this misery and torture, my brain is allowed to rest, and then it levels up at peace, and it just starts to think about manifesting what I want, or creating a reality that I want, or it starts to believe. And I've always had a positive mind, and it's not through any self-help thing or anything. I don't know what it is. It's hard right now because he's really traumatized and broken me down till I'm worthless. And it's not fair, because I was somebody that really had self-control over my mind and my future, and he's brainwashing the masses, and that's how Hitler wiped everybody out. First of all, they went on a bus brainwashing everybody that I was a loser, and then they basically were saying, pick all these different girls, don't pick me. And then he put them on this con course, making me look like I was somebody completely different. But the people didn't actually know that I'd actually gone through a lot of abuse and trauma from some... It's still, I don't really know the full story. I think it was something to do with the police and some criminal gang. They did a whole lot of gang rapes and sexual slavery and killed me off as rubbish, and I think some of my friends were part of it. That's what I believe. I believe they were part of destroying me in that house, and they put me in rubbish, and they'd filmed me after they poisoned me with all this lead and mercury, and then they started marketing Nadia, and I just got killed. I just got destroyed, and I think they have some footage of that on the dark web. And when this is the other psychic thing is when I went to Australia, I was at Rosie's. My mum's like, just go back to work. I want you to work because I want you to forget about all this stuff. I just want you to concentrate on work, and that's the best thing for me. Like if everything's turned to shit for me, I like to go to work because I can't control all this kind of stuff, and it makes you just feel really stressed all the time. And it's for me, I like to work to forget about my problems because when you're in the middle of a crisis, you actually can't control. Sometimes your problem, you actually can't control it, and it's going to take a long time before anything can be done. So for me, I like to throw myself into work till I can gain control of the situation. I can't control anything. That's what I don't like. I can't control anything. I can't control my life at all. And he's got full-blown control over me. He's got full-blown control over my identity. He's fully controlling how people perceive me as a person. He's fully controlling me on the dark internet for hours and hours of footage. He's fully controlling my vagina and how people see me as a pure or a dirty kind of person. And I'm not. Like, I clean my house, so I'm kind of struggling because I don't have a vacuum cleaner and I'm being abused by this targeted individual stuff. I think it needs to end. I think if they do this target individual stuff, it should only be allowed to do for 3 months to prove a point that you're not allowed to be some sort of journalist to the state. It should not be something that goes on for 7 years. That's more than just the government. This is some sort of sick, kind of dark harvesting, dark human trafficking harvesting ring where they were taking away dreams, like a whole lot of dreams were being stolen from me so I couldn't have a creative life. I think what happened was these street girls thought that my life was really easy because I was creating and manifesting my dreams and I was having a beautiful reality, and I think they just wanted to keep me beaten. And they sold me to this human trafficking ring that gets rid of starseeds. That's what I believe. I sound crazy, I know. I don't really care anymore because somebody will be able to research it and be like, well, actually, she makes sense. She's not a conspiracy theory. Because, and I haven't said any of this to any doctors or anything. I'm just saying this because I was a spiritual being and everything about my customs and my mind needs peace. It is something I've always wanted in my life. I've always wanted to live outdoors on a farm, and have my peaceful home where I potter around and make food for the kids and do things like this all day and work at home and go to town and go have fun. That's my reality of happy. That's my idea of happiness. And they're just making my life darkness where I'm abused on cameras all day and some sort of sexual violence and treating me like I'm some sort of rotten meat to just destroy. And I'm just saying it's kind of it's such a lot of hypocrisy to say that I've got to have self-esteem. How can you have self-esteem through that? It's like people have self-esteem because of their job, because they've got people in the community that like them or are putting them on the right path, and that's what happened. I had a very good life. I had very esteemed people helping me on my path. I had people reinforcing positivity in my life. I was doing positive things up until 2023. I went to Mount Eden Church and I said, I need help socially. Christchurch is ostracizing me and making up all these lies and making out I'm mental. I said, but these ladies say I'm not mental and I just want to get on with my life. And she said, you'll be fine here. And then they just executed me. They took away my civil rights and the police were going around calling me mental. And that's when I've realised they've been doing a lot of hate watching on all these apps, on all this dark internet all these years, and are denying me the right to my freedom. They're just holding me hostage on this thing, and it's really illegal because I am a social person. And I just think it's not humane, because when they take you, when they take you as a trophy, they either, they take body parts of you, like they either take your head, your heart. That's what they're talking about with organ harvesting. Oh, I've lost my, so could have lost my scissors. I don't know, I've always had sisters. I've always had people around me, so I don't, yeah, I don't know, I just don't have the same, I don't think there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on in Auckland, like that I don't really know, because in Christchurch it's, everyone, the thing I don't like about Christchurch is everyone's in everybody's business, but it's safe. It's a safe kind of community. But here, there's all this weird stuff that was going on, and there was a lot of psychopaths that I came across like about 5 years ago. A lot of psychopaths, and I was really shocked. Like, one of them was from Massey University, and he was like this old man that moved in with us. He was like 50 years old. It was really weird. It was like I was actually being bombarded with all these psychopaths. He came in and he was like acting like he was like really charming, and he pulled me in the middle of his marriage problems and all sorts of weird stuff, Like, he really caused me a lot of problems, this guy. And straight away I was like, this guy's like a red flag, I'm staying away. I can't deal with this. It's like, I've known him 2 days, and in these days I've met his ex-girlfriend. I've gone to the pub with him to have a quiet drink. I'm in the middle of some domestic dispute about money and all this other stuff, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. This is full-on intense stuff that I shouldn't even... I just went real cold against him and didn't want to know him. Like, he was my flatmate, and I was just I just don't want to get involved. Because he kept asking me out all the time, and I was like, I just don't want to know him anymore. And I really got along with the Korean grandmother in that house. Like, me and the girl were like, the young girl in there, she was a counsellor for Kids Line, and we were both counsellors. I was a Lifeline counsellor, so we sat there, and I was really like warm with her grandmother or her mother or something, who came from Korea. They were Koreans, and I got on really well with her, and I just used to sit with her because I missed my mum. I was not around my mum, so I was sitting with this lady all the time talking, and this guy went psycho and started like acting like we were talking about him and all this kind of stuff, and he just started being real psycho. He's like pacing outside my bedroom when I'd be home, and he was doing like 5 loads of washing a day, and he only just wears like a